seems like the race is starting, Zach. I don't think I'll be able to. Yeah, sorry, my dude. Race is starting, my dude. Sorry. I won't be able to send give an invite, but fortunately I can't do that. Anywho, let's get this thing on the way. There's a stream. There we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever race in our sort of off-season. After both the Masters and the Diamond Championships have finally concluded, we now move on to our sort of off-season races, which should be quite interesting. The first of which is quite an interesting little bit of racing that we're about to see. Welcome to the Red versus Blue Championship here on Dynamic Nights Esports. We are here at the Hungary for this Red versus Blue Championship. It's a 10v10 dogfight, more or less. Half of the drivers are in red cars, the other half are in blue cars, and they fight it out like any other championship. There's only, I think, 6 rounds in this championship, but it should be quite interesting. We finally get to see the multiplayer cars in action for the first time in DNE. Nothing too special about them other than their slightly custom livery. But the one nice thing you'll notice is that half of the cars here will be in red, the other half in blue. Except for one, because AU Wingman is currently missing. He'll join, I think, midway through qualifying. Hopefully. Now let's see. Who will be the first driver? Look at this. Nice array of blue and red cars. Very dark blue as well. Can kind of see the sponsors. Some drivers just sort of keeping them out. Just going for either full red or full blue. Couple haven't. Kuda's one of them. He's got a few black lines on the car. This is going to be the tricky bit though with qualifying. I don't quite know who to look at. I don't know who's on what part of the circuit because all the dots are just white. There's no one unique colour given on the leaderboard, which is quite annoying, but oh well. We just have to make do with what we've got. But we're here at the Hungary ring, an interesting choice to race at for sure. This 4.38 kilometre circuit has 14 corners. The key corners on this track are definitely turns 1 and 2 for overtaking, and potentially turns 6 and 7, the chicane. You can create an opportunity there, and turn 12 sector, and hopefully Iconic here will be able to show us one flying lap around. Coming into turn 1, heavy on the brakes. And another thing to note that these drivers are using the same assists as the yellow tier drivers. So you've got traction control, ABS. Is the lobby full? Yes and no, as BK's just left the session. One driver is supposed to join up. I think that's AU Wingman, and that will create the full grid. Into the chicane of 6 and 7. Flows it through quite nicely. No, sorry Aaron. I'm pretty sure AU Wingman is supposed to be joining this session, so we will have a full grid. Yeah, sorry dude. That's alright. Enjoy the show. It should be an interesting one here at Hungary Ring. Through the third sector, as BK has rejoined the session, into turn 13. It's quite a lovely track here at the Hungary Ring. It's got a nice balance of corners, I do have to say. Quite a nice combination of high, medium and low speed corners, all into nice one tight package. Obviously you've got the low speed corners here at turns 1, turn 2 and the final 2 corners on the circuit. The medium speed corners in and the high speed corners such as turn 3 and turn 4. As Pure Gold has crashed out of the session, so that's the car that's caused the yellow flag. Hopefully Iconic will be able to show us what's happened. So we're coming through turn 4. Oh! Very dead. Stupidly dead. As Curving Texas sets a new fastest lap. 1 minute 16.830. jumps up to pole position, as Wingman has now finally joined the session. So a couple of drivers in and out. Hopefully they'll be alright. 13 and a bit minutes left in the session. So I should probably elaborate a bit more on the championship. So, as I said, there's 2 teams, and we haven't really worked out a name for the teams either. They're just red and blue at the moment. Anyone watching, you might want to suggest something. I mean, the red one is pretty obvious. You want to go with something Italian, you know. It goes very well with the colour red. The best I could think of was something like Corsa Rossa, or Red Racing in Italian. The blue team, however, I could not think of anything really that sort of flows nicely with the colour blue. The blue colour, particularly in Formula 1, isn't used very often in a very big way, as Iconic Q has left the party. But yeah, it's very difficult to try and think of a sensible name for the blue cars. Quite easy to find one for the red cars. As the top 9 are now peeling into the pit lane. So Trent the Beast, I believe this is his first league race, at least in DNE. I'm not sure if he's done any other league racing. Currently P9, well off the pace, but I'm sure it's just a mistake on his lap. And that's going to be another complicated thing, is working out who's in your pit garage, as Kevin Texas has now joined the party. I better make sure I mute him. Yeah, I better make sure. Well, seeing as you're in the party, you're currently on pole position, 1 minute 16.8. Not a bad time at all. Are you expecting that to be taken down?
I don't know, I didn't really look into strategy at all. I just decided to go for it.
Are the cars difficult to drive with these default setups around here particularly?
Not really. I feel like it's pretty straightforward.
Anyway, I'll leave you to it. Good luck with the rest of quali. I bet to mute you. Where are you? There you are. Right. Back to this. So BK currently on a flying lap coming through the second sector. 11 minutes left in the session. Only 10 drivers still to have completed a lap time. Coming through turn 13 into turn 14 to finish off a flying lap. Fourth gear, using that traction control to full advantage. Comes across a line of 1 minute 17.24. Jumps up to P3. Man, this is going to be difficult for me as a commentator, honestly. The dots on the circuit do not give any sort of information at all. That's why we don't use the multiplayer cars. Makes things that much difficult, but you sort of have to with this championship. Just supply a little bit of different content before the eventual arrival of F1 2020 that we're all really hyped up for. I hope that hype is actually met though. I pray that F1 2020 isn't a complete flop. It sounds really awesome, it sounds really ambitious as well. Creating this new My Team feature that seems to have quite a few dynamics around it. Particularly towards managing members within the team, managing teammates, managing yourself even, managing the performance of the car, and managing money as well. That goes towards performance. and towards other crew members and purchasing better crew members or upgrading your crew members, upgrading the car and all that sort of stuff. Sounds all great as on paper, as Big Chich jumps up to 5th position with an 18 flat. Sounds great on paper, but you know, when things sound great on paper, sometimes it really just doesn't work out, as that is a great looking livery, I have to say. Definitely something nice, something different as well, as Banana Cake Pie makes a fool of himself, completely missing the pit entry. You know, I pray that it isn't a complete flop. I pray. Yeah, and also it from what it sounds like from the YouTube community and members of our community who have the beta, it seems a lot better, it seems a lot nicer to drive. But I suppose we won't properly know what it's like until we get the actual game. It is only the beta, it's not the complete game, so we'll have to wait and see. Guys putting down Banana Cake Pie in the chat, good to see. Sort of a tradition now, as Alcatraz comes across the line to set an 18 flat on the medium tyre. 1.3 seconds off the pace of Kevin Texas, who just beats his own time by 1/10 of a second. Oh. Yeah, I mean. So at the moment it's a 1-2-3 for the blue team. Best of the red so far is BK in P4 on the soft compound tyre as well. The Gaming Burger on the hards, and that's a fitted tyre? No, the best tyre. Wow, okay. He's done a 17.8 on a hard tyre. That is an awesome lap for Gaming Burger. Alcatraz in P6. Again for the red team on the medium tyre. Big Chich, I believe he's a blue driver? I can't tell. Reedy in 8th. Banana Cake Pie, definitely a blue driver. In 9th, Banana Josh, one of the red drivers, in 10th. Really have to try and think of team names. Like I said, to the people watching, if you want to put any name suggestions for the red and blue teams, quite happy to list them down. Try and think of the best ones. Because yeah, calling them red and blue, it's kind of, there's no oomph behind it. Sort of a bit dreary, a bit basic. But we can stick with it quite easily, as Alcatraz creeps into the pit lane with absolutely no fuel. We're coming up to the pointy end of qualifying. Yellow team. Yellow team is always the best, easily. Banana Cake Pie would definitely approve of that statement. As Lunacy is now going to start another flying lap, currently in 12th place on the medium compound tyre. This is a 50% race. They're not doing 25% or 5 lappers or anything like that. This is, well, in our case, a full-length Grand Prix in terms of Masters and Diamond Championships. Oh, as Lunacy does exactly what you don't want to do at turn 5. A very notorious auto spin curve right on the entry. How does the point system work? Same as Masters and Diamond. Everyone has the ability to score points. So the winner gets 42, third place gets 35. Second place gets 35. Third place gets 30, and you get 1 point for fastest lap. Which team sucks more? It seems like the red team at the moment. We got a blue 1-2-3, if I'm not mistaken. I know Texas is blue, Harass is blue, and I believe Iconic Q is blue as well. Red team are not pulling their weight, but they got the Gaming Burger, who is quite an exceptional racing driver. Sort of a Zach Crichton protege at the moment. On the hard tyre as well, that is an exceptional lap, only 1 second off the pace. As we now close in on 3.5 minutes left in the session, as Toddster leaves the session again. Yeah, in 4th place. It's a blue 1-2-3 at the moment, racer. BK's sort of pulling the red team along. He's carrying them at the moment. But I'm sure Berger has got a lap up his sleeve, but I think he might actually... he might not do another lap and just start on the hard tyre. Sector 1, yellow flags. Just a slow car, that's alright. Banana Cake Pie on a lap, on the medium tyre as well. Coming around turn 13 into turn 14. Clips the apex quite nicely. Uses enough curb on exit. There's a 1 minute. Okay. He must have made a mistake on the lap. 1 second off the pace as Toddster has rejoined the session. Something's happening to him. We'll let Banana Cake Pie take us on board a lap, a proper lap of the Hungary ring. Through turn 2, you have to be slightly careful of the negative camber on the inside. Wants to push you out wide. Through turn 3 into turn 4. Probably the most notorious corner on the circuit. Very easy to cut, very easy to run wide and get a track extending warning. Turn 5, you want to avoid the inside curb at all costs. Into the chicane, 3rd gear, maybe 2nd, nope, 3rd gear. Scooter has retired from the session, crashing at turn 4, at the exit of turn 4, entering turn 5. Now through the S's, like most of the S's on any circuit in this game, it requires a lot of rhythm and flow. You can abuse the left hand side of the circuit though at turn 11, the final part of the S's. Through turn 12 into turn 14, which has that 13 rather, which has that annoying dip on corner entry. I find it quite frustrating going through that. Into turn 14 to round out the lap. DRS open. It's a 1 minute 17.4. So we now got a blue 1, 2, 3 and 5. As I thought Iconic was a blue driver. As BK now starting to set up a charge for the red team. Jumps up to pole position with a 16.5. Late in the session, but Kevin Texas is now going to start his final lap. Might be an interesting lap to watch. Will it be a pole time? Will blue get the first pole position in this championship? The first pole position in red versus blue history. Through turn 2, into turn 3. Flows it through very nicely. Into turn 4. 6th gear. 4th gear through turn 5. Make sure he doesn't hit that inside curb. Through the chicane, 3rd gear. Can use a bit more of the curb on exit there to try and open the corner up. Into turn 8, turn 9, then turn 10, and finally turn 11. Using as much curb as he can on the left hand side. Into turn 12, 3rd gear. Hard on the accelerator, coming out. Into turn 13, 3rd gear again. And then the final corner, turn 14. Out to the final corner, DRS open, it's a 16.4. He jumps up to pole position. Can anyone take that away from him? Iconic Q is up by 0.3 of a second. It's not quite enough. He's looking at about P3 if he doesn't improve in this final sector. Very wide, going through the corner, and he stays in P4. Lost quite a bit of time. Lunacy. Oh my word. Completely missing the pit entry. He can't improve. He will start in 12th rather. And I don't think Trent is on a flying lap. I think he's just going to bring it into the pit lane. So, Blue take the first pole position in this championship's history with a 1 minute 16.4. Now remember, these guys are using default setups. Quite a lot more work to do, particularly around this circuit. BK will start in P2. So it's going to be red versus blue for the front row. But Curving has got some backup in the form of Harass and Iconic. It's going to be a blue second row. The Banana Cake Pie, and then the second best of the red team, the Gaming Burger, will start from P6. Now, he did that on the hard tyre, if I remember. He did, so he'll be starting on the hards. He'll be running very long in his first stint. No, the majority of the soft users won't last 5 laps. You're absolutely right. As Zach has joined the session, I might have to create a new party in order to talk with him, it seems. But there you go. That is your top 10. Texas, BK, Harass, Iconic, Banana, Burger, Alcatraz, Big Chitch, Reedy and Schmidt. Reedy in the top 10, great lap from him. Schmidt, Reedy, Alcatraz and Banana will start on the medium tyre. Gaming Burger, the only one in the top 10 to qualify on the hards. He's looking good for a race win here. So long as he doesn't stuff up his first stint, that is. Now I'm going to disappear, create a new party, unless Zach's racing. He might be racing. Might. We'll see. Don't think so. His name isn't loading up. Tell you what, I'll quickly leave, create a new party, see if we can't get Zach in here. There we go. There we go. Wait, is there no formation lap? You're serious? There's no formation lap? Okay, I thought there would be. Unless I took that long. But there we go. Away we go for the first ever race in this championship. 35 laps around in the Hungaroring. Curving Texas storms into the lead. Iconic Hugh in P2. Let's see if we can't get this all up. As, oh, we have a virtual safety car already. Trent the Beast is out of the session. There we go. So, oh my word, a lot of people on the medium tyre, as you'd expect. There we go, already a virtual safety car. I didn't know there wasn't a formation lap. Because I didn't think I took like a minute and a half to do that. I could be wrong though. But off the start, it's a blue 1-2. BK is in third, flying the flag for the red team. There's virtual. Oh, and there's contact between the teammates as well. Was there damage? It doesn't appear to be. But we're back under green flag racing. Through the second sector, the leaders go into turn 12, led by Texas, then Iconic Q, BK, Big Chitch, Harass, Banana, Burger and Alcatraz fighting. You can see this almighty train of red cars, 5 in a row, from Burger all the way down to Banana Josh, if I'm not mistaken. Todster has now left the session. Oh, it's a bit jumpy, but that's alright. But we now begin lap 2 of 35 here in Hungary. Toddster. What team are... He's a blue team, apparently. James Cruz gets a 5-second penalty for speeding, as a few drivers have come into the pits. Through turn 4. Goes curving Texas, then followed by O'Connor Q1. Oh my word, Chich! He's completely and utterly missed turn 5 and loses a bunch of positions because of it. Through the chicane, everyone negotiates it fairly well. You can see the almighty gaggle of cars on the minimap going through the second sector. Got 2 cars leading and 2 cars behind, and this almighty train now coming into the third sector. Oh, we got 3 wide. Dearie me. 3 wide again on corner exit. And contact and spun! Someone has been spun. It's Reedy from qualifying 9th. On the medium tyre, he's been spun round. And damaged as well, as DRS is now enabled. As the cars enter lap 3 of 35, and he's still going. He's going to try and keep going. Contact with his own teammate. Dearie me. It's going to be a very interesting dynamic, having 10 cars on the same team. You wondered how the teamwork, how drivers would work together against each other. Going through the hairpin of turn 5. Is curving Texas, currently leading by 2 seconds. And then we got this. Just drivers all line astern going through the chicane. Through the second sector once again. Even though these cars are incredibly bunched up, no one's really in a position to try and make a move. It's a very difficult circuit to overtake, as a whole heap of people go wide in the background. Good to see support for both teams in the chat. It's great to see. Surprised to see Zach hasn't joined the party. I'm pretty sure I sent him an invite. Look at that. Look at that. But none of them are in a position to try... Oh, hang on. We got one. As Tal sends it on Berger. Hasn't really worked though. Berger got the traction down quite nicely, as Reedy gets a 5-second penalty for speeding. Tal just overshoots it a little bit, does a bit of a Daniel Ricciardo into turn 1. He remains in 8th place. He's got Alcatraz right in behind him. Pure Gold sort of mixing it up in the red group in 10th place. Oh, I saw Pure Gold move a little bit. Oh, someone cut the chicane. Camera angle was a bit poor to register that, but I did see someone cut the chicane. Oh, someone goes awfully wide. I think it was Schmidt. Currently in P11. I thought there might have been an exchange here. No, not quite. They're still not quite close enough. As Alcatraz makes a meal of turn 13, he leaves himself vulnerable. But it seems that Pure Gold still can't find a way past. Here we go. Sector 2 yellow flags. Just a slow car at the back, I do believe. Oh, in contact between Chich and Tal. Between the teammates. Sector 2 yellow flags. Chich giving Gold a big squeeze, and even more of a big squeeze. To the point where he's been forced off the circuit, and Schmidt slides his way into P9. Dearie me. Oh, and Pure Gold, that's an awesome save. Absolutely awesome save. That car doesn't look happy though. Yeah, those soft tyres are starting to wear off. They're starting to switch off. Medium tyres will start to switch on. They literally last about 5, maybe 6 laps. Then you really need to make a pit stop. Medium to hard strategy is easily the favourable one here at the Hungary ring. deep on the brakes goes Pure Gold. He's desperately trying to find a way past. Will he send it? No. But Chich sort of sends himself. There's a bit of contact, a bit of argy-bargy. And Chich goes into the pit lane. Puts up the white flag. He says, I've had enough. I'm going in. Wonder what he's going to go on to, though. Will he be doing a 2-stop? Or 1-stop? I think it will be the 1-stop onto the hard tyre, or is it the medium? No, it's a hard tyre. Out he comes in a very healthy 15th place. I say that because the car in 16th, which is currently 7th, he's quite a fair way back from Big Chich. So Chich has got clear air, he's able to put the hammer down. The Texas is still leading. He's doing an awesome job pulling away. And here comes the rest of the pack. Iconic Hugh currently leading said pack with his teammate Banana Cake Pie in P3. Now, I wonder if there's going to be any team orders. I think the medium tyre is starting to be a bit quicker. And there we go. Exactly that. Iconic Hugh moving out of the way, doing the right thing for the team. It seems he might hold up BK a little bit here. Oh, what's BK going to do? He's going in. Oh, Iconic threw a dummy. But Iconic's having none of it. Sector 2 yellow flags. Ah, so many drivers. It's Servanite. He's made a mistake at turn 5. Not the first, and definitely not the last time we're going to see that. Harass goes into the pits, off the soft compound tyre, onto the mediums. He's committed to the 2-stop, it seems. Away he goes. We'll go back up to this. This is still raging on. They're not doing themselves any favours, the red team, by doing this. But they seem pretty content on fighting each other. Fighting as if their lives depended on it. I mean, I don't particularly mind. It's good stuff to watch. Over the chicane goes one of the drivers. I think that was Tal, because the car I was looking at is Schmidt, and I believe it was the car in front of Schmidt that jumped over the chicane. Oh, and a big understeer. Oh, and into the wall even. Oh, and an almighty accident. And a safety car has been deployed. The back end of that, well, typically I say the team name, but red team car doesn't really flow very nicely, does it? But the back end of Tao's car was absolutely everywhere. He went into the wall and he collected someone. Who was it? Was it Iconic? Have a look, see. There we go, the first safety car of this championship. No, it's not. It was a blue car, though. Was it Pure Gold, maybe? Harass? No, it definitely wasn't. It was definitely... The only blue car that was behind Tower was Pure Gold. And I don't think Pure Gold's got any damage. Race director. I might need a bit of help here, race director. Bottom of the list. Doesn't really say much. But terminal damage for Tal. Losing the back end. Into the wall. And then the blue car came in and basically T-boned him. Not the blue car's fault at all, but... well, that's simply because the blue car had absolutely nowhere to go. Tao's out of the session. My word. I think it had to have been Pure Gold. But I saw a front wing on the ground. It might have just been Tao's front wing. But I'm pretty certain that Pure Gold's wing wasn't replaced. Pretty sure he was just in and out as quick as anyone else. But a safety car, there we go. I'm sure Banana Josh. Ah, he's up in 4th place. He's got a complete wing. He didn't make a stop either. As you can see, he's on 8 lap old medium tyres, so it couldn't have been Banana Josh. I'm certain it was a blue car though. I'm almost certain it was a blue car. Anyway, seeing as it's a safety car, I'm going to make sure I sent an invite to Zach. I might not have, so seeing as I've got the opportunity, I'm going to do that now. See if he joined the session, because I'm pretty sure he's still spectating, or at least he's still in the lobby. If he isn't, that's alright. Dearie me. What an almighty accident. Because the back end of the red car, I really need to think of a team name. Because saying red car and blue car is just really annoying. And then Josh followed behind. But Josh got no damage from that, I'm pretty sure, because he's in 4th. He hasn't made a pit stop. He got no damage. There might have been contact. But now, the field bunches up. It's being led by Banana Cake Pie. We're going to be back under green flag racing here at the Hungary ring. Green flag being shown, and the drivers are back underway. Banana Cake Pie leads, and oh my word, we've got a gaggle of cars. Is it going to be 3 wide into turn 1? It most certainly will be. Into turn 1 everyone goes and gets through relatively well. I say relatively well. There might be 1 or 2 drivers who have a moment. No, everyone's gotten through relatively okay. Well done, everyone, I have to say. But this will be a telling moment through turn 4. Very easy to lose the back end and go into the outside wall. As Iconic Cube, was that a move around the outside that I just saw? BK, he spun round at turn 5. That might explain that manoeuvre. BK might have been turned there. He's fallen down to 17th place. Banana Josh gets a 3-second time penalty. But now, Banana Cake Pie leading the way. Gaming Burger in P2. He still needs to make a stop. Same with Banana and Alcatraz and Banana Josh. Gavin Texas is the only one who I believe can make it to the end of the race, although it will be quite some stint on those tyres. But now we've got to move Texas down the inside of Banana Josh into turn 1. A fairly simple manoeuvre. Moves himself into... Oh, we have an accident! Another accident! This time between the 2 blue drivers. Iconic Q and Toddster, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, bit of a lag spike there. But I believe it was Toddster, completely and utterly sideways coming out of turn 2, as Iconic Q gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Oh, here we go. Lovely aerial shot of Wingman. Iconic Q behind, Lunacy in front. Through this lovely sector 2. Very fast, very flowing sector. Very much follow the leader stuff, but if you make a mistake, i.e. Tal, it can result in an almighty crash and potentially the end of your race, as he now has left the session, understandably so. The man has been through some horrid luck, not just here in DNE but in other leagues as well, poor fella. And that just compounds his problems, as we got some defensive driving here from Wingman. He defends the inside line. In fact, he sends it. He Ricardo's it. Oh, and spun! Iconic Q. Spun round. Oh, and contact as well. Between tops. Oh, I don't believe it. Wait, is that him behind the wheel or is that an AI? No, that's an AI behind the wheel of that car. Oh, and Schmidt's fallen down the... He's been spun round as well. No, rather, he's probably spun himself round. That's at turn 4. Probably took the inside curb run wrong. Spun himself round. Going back up the field now. Where we probably should be looking at. Oh, and very wide by the red car in the background. Side-by-side action between Kuda and Pure Gold going through turn 12 as Pure Gold gets a 5-second penalty for that. Through the final corner, Pure Gold's going to try and get a switchback, try and get a better exit, use the DRS. Oh, Kuda moving quite a bit. But Pure Gold's not having any of it. Down the inside, moves himself up into P7. I don't think Kuda can do anything to try and fight for the position. I think Pure Gold's got that. Definitely seems like it. And we got this trio of cars battling for P9. Chich, Wingman and Lunacy going up through turn 4. Get through relatively okay. What about turn 5? Everyone gets through relatively okay as well. Iconic Q, 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits. As Iconic Q is... I wouldn't be at all surprised if that dot out at the exit of turn... entry rather of turn 5 is Iconic Q. Quite a suspicious place to end up, no doubt. Now, this is supposed to be a more casual, more fun sort of environment. Something a bit different for the drivers to experience, as Banana Cake Pie actually comes into the pits. Is going to take advantage of the virtual safety car, as Kuda gets a 5-second penalty as well. Oh, sorry, no, yeah. Kuda gets a 5-second penalty for speeding. Deary me. Yeah, Banana. As NBC Alcatraz. How is this not a meme yet? NBC Alcatraz, a drive-through penalty for speeding under virtual safety car. The amount of times I have seen this man do that exact thing is absolutely ridiculous. But because of the pit stops, Gaming Burger now takes the lead, and he's got a bit of work to do, as Banana Cake Pie took full advantage of the virtual, effectively taking a shorter pit stop. I mean, the amount of times I've seen Alcatraz do that, just it is simply astonishing. At least the game from my perspective has shown me that Alcatraz has got a drive-through. I'm not sure if Alcatraz actually has a drive-through on his screen. The curving Texas around the outside into 1. Alcatraz is going to hold it there. Alcatraz, I think he's going to try and push him out wide. He doesn't. He holds his line. But Texas has the inside line into turn 2. Alcatraz tries to hold it around the outside. If he can, he'll have the inside for 3. But he just can't. Curving Texas, able to put the power down. Moves himself up into P2. Effective race lead as well. If Texas can make it to the end of the race on those hards. I think he can. We'll have to wait and see. Got a battle here for P5. Rather P4. Led by Harass and Banana Jost and Pure Gold. Banana Cake Pie makes a move on his teammate Servanite. moves himself up into the top 10. Definitely his main rivals will be in the form of Wingman will be too close, so it will be more like Gaming Burger actually, and Alcatraz, seeing as everyone else I think can make it to the end of the race. As Gaming Burger gets a fastest lap, a 1 minute 20.7, as Wingman comes into the pits off the hard tyre. What will he switch to? The medium tyre, I guess. He's got a lot of work to do on the mediums, that's for sure. And Alcatraz hasn't served the drive-through yet either. Wingman, the last pit stall, onto the medium tyre. Bit of contact, a bit of argy-bargy stuff between Josh and Pure Gold. Coming up to turn 4, you really don't want to be side by side here. Basically suicide if you do that. Pure Gold's going to try down the inside. Josh gives him a bit of space and a bit of contact as well between the two. As Alcatraz and Texas are having a battle for second place. Alcatraz not giving up. Oh, and the back end was everywhere there. Dearie me. Great battling though between the two drivers. Now Alcatraz, does he have a drive through to serve? Yes he does. Into the pits. Oh dearie me. Don't drive into neutral, or NOS rather. There's no pit crew out, so yes, he had to serve a drive-through penalty. Banana Cake Pie sets a new fastest lap, a 1 minute 20.455. These two still battling. 4th place on the line here. Field goal gets it around the outside. Banana Josh has to make another stop. He won't be making it to the end of the race on those mediums rather. God damn it. All over the place tonight. Schmidt, new fastest lap, a 1 minute 19.7. James Cruz is out of the session. He's crashed at turn 11. Oh dear. Safety car has been deployed. Safety car has been deployed. The second one tonight. Has this given a bit of relief for the Gaming Burger? I think it just might have. Still got a lot of racing to do, but I think he can make it to the end on the mediums. Considering that you'll be able to do about 2 or 3 laps on the safety car, so effectively nowhere, and Texas is doing that as well. And yeah, the pit line is quite a bit further up the road, Texas. Harass is in as well, Pure Gold is in, Josh is in, everyone's coming in. Gaming Burger onto the medium tyre. What is Curving going to go onto? The mediums as well. I wouldn't be at all surprised if a lot of these drivers are going to pit onto the medium tyre. Banana K-Pie staying out, however. Completely overshooting turn 1 though. Oh, he had to give back the position. That's a bit bullshit. Not gonna lie. Game, I think he had him there. Coming into turn 1. Gaming Burger. Oh, excuse me, no. Wait. What? So who's supposed to be leading? Maybe it is supposed to be Gaming Burger, but for some reason it just randomly gave him a penalty. Maybe. But yeah, Banana, I think Banana is supposed to be leading. He was ahead at the pit exit. But Gaming Burger has been given a 5-second penalty. There it is. Oh, hello, Zach. About time you showed up.
Speak, how are we? Sorry, I do have my notifications off.
Oh.
From streaming.
Righto.
Yeah, so I couldn't see them, unfortunately. But
that's alright.
A couple safety cars later, huh?
Yeah, a couple. That's for sure. Gaming Burger getting a 5-second penalty though. I'm not sure if that's actually him getting a penalty or just us spectators seeing something that we shouldn't.
Well, I was in a party with him just prior to joining here, and apparently he had an illegal overtake on Banana or something when rejoining on thing under safety car, so I'm sure that one will be taken off, so I'll have to see what happens there, but it's a bit unfortunate.
But he's now holding on to the position, so it hasn't given him a second penalty for continuing to ignore yellow flags, so it's a bit odd, I have to say.
For sure. It's one I haven't seen for a long time.
And how much of this race have you seen? I think you've seen all of it, haven't you? Just not in here.
I've seen all of it.
Have you seen the towel incident? Are you able to elaborate anything on it?
I was on board with Tao.
Oh, so was I.
Made that mistake. Yeah. Yeah, he just misjudged, I think, the dirty air and just boom in the wall.
Who hit him? Wait, who T-boned him after he hit the wall? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I'm not too sure. Because
I'm pretty sure he got T-boned by someone. I'm pretty certain he got T-boned by someone. I could be wrong. And I was looking through the grid furiously, and I couldn't find anyone that had wing damage or had replaced the front wing.
Yeah.
As the safety car is now in this lap. So the Gaming Burger will now bunch up the field. And we'll get back under green flag racing here at the Hungary. Bunches up the field quite nicely. Here we go. When they cross the start-finish line, they'll begin lap 20 of 35 here at the Hungary. There we go. And a nice restart as well from the Gaming Burger. Pulls away slightly from Banana Cake Pie. On 6-lap-old hard compound tyres as well. He has to be a bit careful about the drivers around him. They're going to be a lot quicker in comparison. Scooter gets a 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings. Have you been quite surprised how competitive it's been between some of these guys?
Yeah, I have. It's been very close racing, that's for sure. I don't think anyone's really been left on, just out there by themselves. It's been great racing. I've seen a few close battles down the field a bit earlier on, but we'll have to see how Blue managed this, because they do have majority in the top 10 and curving's on those mediums, so we'll see if Banana will let him by or not.
Now, something's happened to BK. He's lost a couple of positions to Lunacy and Servanite. I did notice a front wing, a front end plate rather, come off, coming through turn 3. I don't quite know who that was. I think it might be... Oh my word! As we have another end plate missing. So Lunacy's missing an end plate. Alcatraz has fallen to 11th. Deary me. The only trouble is I just can't tell who's who and where's who's where on the circuit. Only 2 different types of car, one blue, one red. Let's see, we've got a bit of side-by-side action. Curving Texas down the inside of his teammate Banana. Moves himself up into P2. Now,
very nicely done. I think maybe a bit of team orders came in there, but we'll have to see, because Gaming Burger is setting purple sectors. I did tell him that he needs to try and push before curving gets through, so we'll have to see how quick curving is, catch up or not.
How difficult would this circuit be driving on the default setup? Would you know?
I reckon it'd be pretty hard.
Chich is falling like a stone down the order. He's made a mistake at turn 5. He's now all the way down to last place. Currently 16th. Deary me. More oh my word! More side-by-side action through the S section in Sector 2.
Holy, massive field here.
Oh my word! Oh, this isn't going to end well. Oh, but it has.
So Lunacy's got no front wing, I think. Snake, he doesn't have a front wing.
He doesn't have a front wing at all. He was missing an end plate at one stage. Now he's missing the whole thing. Deary me. As Berger sets a new fastest lap, 18.8, and I don't think Curving's beaten it, so it seems that the Gaming Berger is pulling away from Curving. As Cuda comes into the pit, same with Lunacy. Deary me. Anyway, about the default setup at Hungary, how difficult would it be?
I think they'd probably struggle through the middle sector. I find with the stock setup, it's balanced, but once you try to push it a bit too hard, it's just lets go. So they're probably struggling with a little bit of front end and grip and stuff like that, and possibly even tyre temps. I'm not too sure how stock setup handles the tyre temps, but this track in general has higher tyre temps, so it'll be interesting if you guys could be racing those front tyres, but see how it plays out. So it won't be too nice, but not too bad around this track.
Now BK and Alcatraz are now fighting for 9th place, falling away from Servanite in 8th. They desperately need to catch up to him and try and overtake him. Yeah, I've been pleasantly surprised the competitiveness of the field. It's been fairly close between a lot of these drivers, a lot of battling, particularly in the midfield, a lot of squabbling for position. But now it seems everyone's sort of spread out, particularly in the top 10. I think now they've stopped squabbling and they're just going to sort of in self-preservation mode, maybe just trying to get to the end. As Alcatraz and BK are still battling, are they? They must be. Wingman makes a move on Toddster for P11. As Reedy might have a look here as well. Shuffle himself up into 12th place. He's side by side with Toddster. Toddster's having none of it down the inside. Oh wait, that's the AI Toddster, is it?
Yeah, Toddster's AI's been driving for a while. I think Toddy's been struggling with his net, but yeah, his AI's doing a great job for him.
Yeah, not bad at all. As he's let Big Chitch through, Reedy. He's just let him on by. Maybe a bit of team orders in the mid-pack as well. Or maybe it's just Reedy being nice towards the red team, trying to give him as much support as possible.
Yeah, and I think at the moment it's 5 blue and 5 red inside the top 10, so pretty even, but more blue up the front is giving them a slight advantage in the points at the moment. For sure.
Now we're coming up through the final corner, running on board with Schmidt. He might be looking for a move here. As Sector 3, yellow flags. Who's that? Is that Toddster's AI? It is.
Yeah.
Deary me. Mobile chicane right there. Schmidt finally makes the move on Pure Gold into P7. Beautiful and move. Alcatraz has freaking sent it into turn 1. Almost into the wall. As he's now left the session, actually.
He has.
Without retiring the car. Pure Gold gets a 3-second time penalty as well. But yeah, it goes Alcatraz full on. Sent it into turn 1. No damage. Like, the car's okay. Just, he almost ended up into the wall. Deary me.
It's a bit of a weird one, but... J Smith and Pure Gold, they always seem to find themselves together on track. Ooh,
is that Alcatraz? No, it's Chich. Chich has made a mistake. Yep, turn 5. Been a common area of error in this race, particularly turn 4, turn 5.
Very tricky with that sausage curb on the inside, just spins the car around as soon as you touch it, so... Catching a few drivers out tonight, I've seen.
As Kuda's having to deal with Alcatraz's AI. I think Kuda might have got... No. Oh, yes, he's got wing damage from that. Sector 3, yellow flags. Doesn't appear to be anything. Chich and Lunacy. What's going on here? Chich going super deep. Ridiculously deep. And he'll be going into the pit lane. Same with Lunacy. They might be retiring from the session. I hope the drivers remember. Oh my word, Chich. Into the tyre barrier. He's out. Crashed into the tyre barrier. entering the pit lane. That's a first. Definitely for me, I've never seen a driver do that before. But no safety car, it seems, not even a yellow flag, I think. As Alcatraz has rejoined the session. So he'll be able to continue the race, but from 14th place, he'll be on a fresh set of medium tyres. The Gaming Burger leading the way and doing a superb job. He's opening up the gap to 3.6 seconds over Curving Texas in P2, Harass in P3, Banana Cake Pie in P4 and Banana Josh P5. So out of the top 5, 3 of them are blue in 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Then Gaming Burger and Banana Josh the only red drivers in the top 5. So yeah, definitely looking good for the blue team. Yeah. Schmidt in P6, Pure Gold in P7, Servanite P8, Wingman P9 and Reedy P10. He's now actually in the top 10. He's overtaken BK on the straight. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's 5-5. 5 red, 5 blue. But yeah, you would definitely say that blue are on top at the moment. Servanite gets a 3-second penalty. So
quite impressed with the top 4 as well, as they all don't have any 3 seconds besides Gamingberg with that 1.5. So they're managing their pens quite well. It's generally a track which can bite quite hard on pens if you're not careful. So very impressive by the drivers so far.
They've done quite well, and we still have 15 runners in the race as well. But yeah, it would be nice to have all drivers try and finish the race, but first race with a default setup, you always expect 1 or 2 accidents on the first race.
As Kuda's around, Smeg.
Oh dear.
On that sausage curb.
As I said before, definitely not the last, and not the first, and definitely not the last time we'll see that happen at turn 5, as Pure Gold the position to his teammate Servanite drops down to P8, coming through the first sector.
So has Pure Gold made a mistake, because he was on the back of Jay Smith only I think a lap or 2 ago when we were watching that.
Well, he's got wing damage, he's got a missing end plate, so there may have been contact between himself and Schmidt. Lost a whole heap of time. He's now in 8th, trying desperately to hang on to that position with Wingman all over the back of him. So yeah, I think you're right. In contact between Wingman and Pure Gold. That could have been massive, but oh, thank goodness.
Beautiful save by Pure Gold.
Absolutely amazing save. Car was very much sideways. Somehow he was still able to gather it all up, keep it going. Oh, and there might be more contact. There is, just a little bit. Not a great deal between the two. Wingman just needs to be patient. Just make his move on the straight. He'll get DRS. Pure Gold won't. Chucks it up into overtake mode. Be looking down the inside into turn 1. Pure Gold covers though. So he's going to look around the out and contact. These guys are fighting hard, I have to say. Wingman having to use the tarmac rather on the left hand side, the runoff. Try and keep up momentum. Pure Gold making it one of the widest cars on the circuit at the moment, hanging on to that 8th place through turn 4 and into turn 5. Have to avoid that inside curve. Pure Gold, he'll be losing so much time through this sector, particularly with the wing damage, losing all that downforce, all that mid-corner speed, just absolutely disappears. Through turn 10 and 11, he'll probably be really hurt here in turn 11. Yep, 100%.
Yeah, especially around this track. Corner just keeps him going, just choose the front tyre, which, especially if you're lacking front wing, it just gets harder and harder. More tyre as well. It's a very tough track with front wing damage.
Now, Wingman, can he actually finally find a way past Pure Gold onto the pit straight? DRS open. Pure Gold, he's going to defend to the inside. Wingman, will he look further down the inside? Yes, he will. Deep on the brakes. Can Pure Gold get the switch back? Yes, he can. Can he put the power down? Yes, he can. They're side by side into turn 2. Both of them are having none of it. A bit of contact. And Wingman finds a way by. Wingman into P8. Pure Gold drops to P9. Pure Gold still on the back of Wingman, but I assume once they enter the second sector, Wingman will just be able to pull away. So I think that's that battle done and dusted. And no one's caught up to anyone from the looks of things.
They haven't at all. Playing very similar.
Kind of disappointing to see after what happened at the start of the race. It was definitely chaotic. But now it's all calmed down with 6 laps to go, or 5 and a bit laps to go. In fact, Gaming Burger is doing a superb job. He's opened up a 5-second margin, so he doesn't really have to worry about the penalty, as Alcatraz has made a mistake at turn 4.
Yes.
Deary me. Just a small mistake. It's not much, but it's enough to spin the car around.
Exactly. Losing EC 5 to 10 seconds. Wow. Gaming Burger's driving superb. He's pulled 5 seconds like what you said, so that's going to cover his penalty. So he won't have to get that one removed at the moment.
Yeah, it definitely seems like that at this stage. Still opening up that gap, slowly increasing, not by a great deal, but definitely enough that even with the penalty, Burger will take victory. Let's see, Banana K Pie starting to hunt down Harass, it seems. The gap has shrunk to under a second. Banana will be able to get DRS, it seems. Through the DRS detection zone, he was definitely under a second. But Harass on those younger, softer tyres will be able to pull away still. It must have been just a mistake from Harass. Fall back towards Banana. As Alcatraz gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Not a great day for him. Couple penalties here and there. A drive-through for speeding under virtual. It seems to be a compulsory thing for Alcatraz to speed
sure
under virtual. And then to leave the session, have his AI take control for a couple of laps, come back, and you're effectively in second last and make a mistake at turn 4. Yeah, it's not a great debut race, I have to say, for Alcatraz. Not at all. And, well, one positive at least, he's fighting Lunacy, it seems, for 14th place.
All over the back here. He's trying to steal some points away from Team Blue.
Here we go. Darts to the inside. And he gets the job done fairly easily. Lunacy tries to hang it around the outside, but can't quite do that. Just drops down to P15. Now, anything else happening in the field? Not really. Hey, Wingman's now started up to caught up.
Yeah, he is.
He's got DRS mode 4. Server defends the inside line. Server are a little early on the brakes, but he hangs on to the position quite nicely. He'll probably hang on to it for the rest of the lap. Very few overtaking opportunities in the second sector, but there are plenty of opportunities to make a mistake. So Server Knight still needs to be vigilant going through that. Gaming Burger gets a 3-second time penalty.
Ooh.
He has to be careful.
He will have to get that one. Yeah, he will have to look at that 5-second getting removed at the moment, then won't he?
Unless he can find another 2 seconds, yeah.
Exactly.
So there still might be question marks over the race winner after the race. We'll have to wait and see. 7-8, he's not looking comfortable. He had to use a bit of the grass on corner entry at turn 10. Cost him a little bit of speed. Through turn 12 into turns 13 and 14. Having to deal with that annoying dip on the outside. Wants to force a car away from the apex. Into turn 14. Up through the gears, DRS open. 7-9 will defend. And Wingman, he'll have to go to the left hand side. 7-9's having none of it. Keeps it down the inside. Contact between the two. 7-9 hangs on to P7. Nice stuff. Wingman not quite close enough. Oh, but kind of sends it. That car didn't really look like he was in control of the car at that point. Car looked a little bit sideways, but he managed to gather it all back up. Hasn't lost too much time. In fact, he's probably lost no time at all to 7-9. Still very much on the back of the blue car. Also got a battle for, not really, for 10th place, I was going to say. Oh, actually no. Reedy's caught onto the back of Puregold, so we might see a battle for 9th. Oh, Reedy.
Very wide.
Yeah. Hey, would you get a track extending warning for that?
Sometimes it's a bit hit and miss with the game. So sometimes you can run super duper wide, get no warning.
Yeah.
And sometimes you run just half a car length too wide and you get sent for the warning. So it's very quite inconsistent, I must say. Kinda fools the driver. It's not too nice on the drive, that's for sure, because you don't know where you can drive out there. But let's see, Reedy around the outside.
Oh, and he can hold it there as well. He'll have the inside for turn 2.
He will.
Down the inside. Oh, but he backs out. Oh, but Puregold gives him the space. Oh, it's a bit of a mess. But they get through. Sector 2 yellow flags. Who is that?
Yellows.
It's Banana Josh. Banana Josh is spun. Backs it up.
He's going to be careful here. Oh.
He does well. He does well. But he made a mistake at turn 4. Seen it many, many times tonight. And he drops down to P11. But Reedy, both Puregold and Reedy battling it out for P8. BK's now starting to get involved. And that's a massive blow for the red team, with Banana Josh making that mistake at turn 4.
Yeah.
But we now come on to the final lap. Gaming Burger leading by 6.9 seconds. So at this stage, Curving Texas will unofficially take the win, unless that gap opens up to 8. I don't think Curving has penalties. I'll just double check.
I'll check that for you. No.
No, he doesn't.
One warning for Curving.
So he's done well.
So he's done very well.
The 7-9 and Wingman are now fighting for 6th place. Wingman forces himself down the inside and takes position. BK and Reedy exchange positions for 9th place, it seems. But where are you, Mr. Berger? The first official winner of the Red versus Blue Championship. Blue car started on pole. A red car comes across the line to win the very first race in our off-season. However, because of penalties, Curving Texas will ultimately take the unofficial win. But we'll see what the stewards have to say afterwards, whether or not he can get that penalty removed. Harass will come home in P3, I think. Yep. Banana Cake Pie P4. Schmidt P5. The second best of the red team. Wingman, it seems he'll come home in P6, unless there's penalties that intervene and change up that result. 6th place, it seems to be 6th place. 7th for 7-8. Puregold in 8th. No, BK in 8th. Oh, that was a very quick finish. I didn't get to read out the rest. Oh well, we'll do that afterwards. So, unofficially, Curving Texas, from starting on pole position, wins the very first blue versus red race here at the Hungaro ring. Very nice drive from him. Nothing overly spectacular, but still a nice drive nonetheless. With, unofficially, the Gaming Burger in P2 and Harass rounding out the top 3. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. So only 5 drivers, no penalties. Dear me.
Impressive.
So Banana Cake Pie P4, Schmidt P5, AU Wingman P6, 7i P7, BK finishes in 8th, Pure Gold 9th, Banana Josh 10th, Reedy 11th, Toddstar won't finish 12th, that was his AI, so Kuda finishes 12th, Alcatraz finishes 13th, and Lunacy finishes 14th. Everyone else didn't finish the race. Wow. Now, I got recommended by the drivers prior to the race that we don't do post-race interviews, because then we'll have hot-blooded rivals going at each other. So I think we might have to end the stream, it seems. But a nice way to start off the off-season here on Dynamic Knights Esports. Season before F1 2020, when that ultimately comes around. But we've got some more stuff on offer. It's not just this red versus blue championship. We've also got Formula 2 and the Classic Series here on F1 2019, and a potential go-kart championship on GT Sports, which will be fairly interesting as well. Are you participating in any of those, Zach? Or have you got too much
not at the moment, but
league work to do?
I'll probably make a few appearances as a reserve if I don't have too much uni work. So you'll probably see me around. If not racing, I'll probably be commentating a few of them. So for sure, I'll be racing in a few. So I'm looking forward to the future events. So it was a great first event here in Hungary, that's for sure.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad way to start off a championship. Quite an interesting championship at that. Well, until next time, I've been the Smeg. My co-commentator tonight has been Zach Crichton. Thank you all so much for watching. See you all next week. Good night.